Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Hopefully, your week has been fantastic. Mine has been absolutely great. The weather's been nice here in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, and it's man, the riding temperatures are getting almost about perfect. It's getting just about warm enough during the day, getting cold at night, which is perfect for camping if you get out and do that type of stuff. Which brings me to tonight's video. Tonight's video, 2021 adventure motorcycles is what we're going to talk about tonight. And I've got some adventure motorcycles that if you've got a little extra cash, or maybe you've got one of these or one of these, and you're wanting an adventure bike, you're wanting to kind of have that secondary bike so that you can actually do the long range travel, but yet still do the actual off-road. These are probably the bikes that you're going to want to probably save your pennies for and put it down on there. But I've also got some bikes you probably want to stay away from, especially if you truly want to adventure travel and get off the beaten path. Coming up next.
Oh, hey, what's happening, everybody? Joe, 690ADV. It's Friday. Thank goodness. I tell you what, it's been a week, man. Really super busy, and I'm very thankful. Thank you, whatever, Jesus, Lord, whoever is looking out for me. I want to thank you. And the weather, it's like one minute it's 70 here. The next minute it's 50 and 30 mile an hour winds. So yeah, it is definitely chilly. Anyway, hey, if this is your first time here on the channel, don't forget, man, just take about 2 seconds and hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Make sure that you're part of the channel. We have about 300 and something videos. We got a bunch, man. We got a bunch of videos. And don't forget our email, 690adv@gmail.com. You can hit us up anytime, and I will do my best to get back to you as quick as I can. You know, I mean, I do have a day job, so I have a lot of things going on. But other than that, you know, everything's pretty good. Hopefully, all is good in your side of the world, too. The intro, you know, adventure bikes for 2021, these, I think, are the best ones for really just about everybody, not only for price. Price is a big deal. Numbers, you know, if you're looking to go and pick up a new bike or something like that, you know, you don't really want to break the bank. But sometimes you just got a little extra cash and you go get whatever the heck you want. That's always nice too. But there's also, at the end of the video, so stick around, I'm going to talk about the bikes. And this is from experience. This is not, you know, me just shooting from the hip, you know, because I was reading something. You know, I've owned quite a few bikes and I've owned quite a few adventure bikes. So maybe you own like a really fun, cool dual sport, like a DR650 or an XR, or maybe a KTM 690 or something like that, or maybe a WR250R or something like that. And you're like, you know what, man, I got a little extra cash burning a hole in my pocket. I'm going to get an adventure bike. Well, I got 3 bikes tonight that are really perfect. They're totally perfect for 2021. You're not going to break the bank with them. And they're all really, they have one key factor that's a big deal if you want to adventure travel and you want to get off road and you want to go down the off-beaten path and actually see some of that stuff and not white-knuckle and panic and freak whenever you're out in Colorado. Make no mistake, these YouTube videos don't do any of that justice. It's big, it's hairy, it's scary, and I tell you what, these bikes will probably do most of it, but maybe not all of it. Remember, skill does come into play. But the first one is the KTM 890 Adventure. 100 horsepower. It's got the look. I'm talking about the R edition, not the S or just the standardized one. But that bike right there really is pretty awesome. It's got switchable ABS so you can turn that thing off. This thing will hum down the highway. All these bikes will hum down the highway. They will basically, they'll crunch miles on the pavement like Tic Tacs, man. I mean, they're easy. It's like taking candy from a baby. But these bikes are really set up for the off-road too. Now, take it with a grain of salt. Understand that. And if you want to chime in down below with, whatever comments you want. I'm not going to make everybody happy with my choices, but that KTM 890 Adventure, for what it is and its size and the way that it's set up, it's really one of the best bikes for off-road. I mean, in all honesty, because we'll talk about it here in a minute, about why some of these bikes you do not want to take off-road if you are not very skilled. But the 890 Adventure, 100 horsepower, like I said, 21-inch tire, 18. Tire selection is really kind of a big deal in these bikes because you want to make sure that, it's made for the off-road. And that 21-inch front tire, it's really a big deal. I'm sorry, it's a big deal. The rear tire is not nearly as much, but that front tire is a big deal. 10 inches of clearance, but the really big factor that I'm going to get at tonight and I'm going to focus on, it's the weight of the motorcycle. All these bikes are sub 500 pounds. If you've never picked up a 500-pound bike off-road while you've been riding all day, well, I'll tell you what, it is something else. Not only that, when you get them off-road, they get big really, really fast. 464 pounds the KTM is going to be at, and the MSRP is going to be like 14,000 bucks. That's going to be the most expensive of all these bikes. But I will say this, you do get what you pay for, and I will tell you there's some cool kids sitting over there. You get what you pay for with KTM. It's got a bunch of really cool beeps and whistles, but it's definitely a bike that you can get off-road and you can go do the business on that thing. The next one I really think, and in my personal opinion, and I'm a KTM guy, I love KTM, but I tell you what, that Yamaha T7 or the Tenere 700, that bike, for what it is, what it costs, what it will do, it's really fantastic. And I think that's probably maybe the best adventure bike right now on the market for what it is and what it costs and what it weighs. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's 72 horsepower. It's not how much horsepower it has, it's how that horsepower is delivered is really going to dictate that bike. So if you're thinking about something like that, it's really, really good. It's got ABS on it. Most all these are switchable except for the one that I'm going to talk about next. It weighs 450 pounds. Now they're claiming that's wet, so that's really pretty good. So if you're going to adventure travel and get off-road and do the business, remember, you're going to crash. You're going to go down. You're going to have to pick that bike up. So make sure that you're capable of doing that stuff because all those beautiful places that you see, it comes at a price. You're going to have to be able to get off-road to see them. It's basically got a 21 18-inch tire. It's got 9 inches of ground clearance, but really the weight at 400, but the best part, $9,999 for that bike. It looks the part. It's really cool. It's super sweet. Pictures on screen for all these if you're thinking about these. And the 2020 edition is no different. ABS, the whole 9 yards. Fantastic bike. It will actually get out and do the business. Now here's a bike that really you don't hear a whole lot about, but I tell you what, it does a great job, and the guys call them the Tat Killer. And what I mean by the Tat Killer, that's the Trans-American Trail. If you've never heard it, look it up. It's very cool. You can outfit these bikes and turn them into some serious off-road crazy adventure bikes, and they do a great job, and they're really not that expensive. They're really fantastic. The Honda CB500X. We've done a video on it, but I tell you what, that bike right there, it's really great. It's got like right at 50 horsepower. It's not very heavy. It's coming in at like 430 pounds, man. That's really pretty awesome. It's got a 19-inch 17 rear, but you can get a new tire setup for that if you want to. There are some companies out there that you can buy the basic setup for those bikes, and you can really turn them into some crazy adventure bikes. These are all parallel twins. They're great bikes, but that CB500 from Honda, great bike. And it comes in at the whopping price of $6,900. Brand new, out of the gate, fantastic motorcycle. Like I said, put it down below, any comments. Those are the three that I think that are great. They're priced right. They're really going to get off-road, and they're light enough that you can pick them up. Now, here's the bikes that I would stay away from, and I'm going to be honest with you, because I've had quite a few of them. I've had a V-Strom that I've adventurized. I've had BMWs. I'm telling you, KLR's a whole 9 yards. But I tell you what, when you get above 500 pounds and they don't have any fuel in them, man, do they get heavy. And they get scary, and they get a little freaky. The BMW 850, 500 plus pounds. The 1200s, 500 plus pounds. The Ducatis, 500 plus pounds. I'm just telling you right now, most of the Triumphs, even that Tenere, what is it, 1100 or 1000, I don't even know. Basically, the Honda Africa Twin, which is a great and fantastic bike. These are all amazing motorcycles, man. Don't bash me below saying that, hey, you're wrong. I'm right, and you know I'm right. There is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. But I'll tell you what, the bigger the bike, the freakier it gets, man, when you get off-road. Keep that in mind. But those bikes right there, the BMW 850, that basically the 1200s, the Honda Africa Twins, these are all 500 plus pound bikes, man. And I'm telling you, trust me, I'm not just biased of bikes. I love all those bikes, and they're fantastic. But I'm telling you right now, be wary of those bikes, and trust me, I'm not going to lead you wrong. You're going to end up having to pick them up. And when you get in altitude and you see all these beautiful places, some of them are 6, 8, 10,000 feet above sea level. They get heavy real quick, and it's really big and freaky. So remember, try to keep that bike sub 500 as best you can, and it makes it a whole lot easier and a whole lot more fun if you want to get off the beaten path and see some really cool stuff. Hey, I'm Joe, 690ADV. Don't forget, hit that subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Make sure you're part of the channel, 690ADV@gmail.com, and anytime hit me up. And if you want to know more about that stuff, put it down below or email me and tell me what more you'd like to know about trips and stuff like that, and I'll hook you up. Hey, you know what? You have a fantastic weekend. Be safe. And if you're thinking about an adventure bike, these three right here will be fantastic, and they're not going to break the bank. You guys have a great weekend. 690 out.